Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. I hope you are doing well in these crazy times we find ourselves in. It's just craziness going on, but you know, we survive, we get by, and hopefully eventually life will go back to being somewhat normal. I am just looking at the craziness of this world and I think, man, I am so grateful to have you guys to speak to, because I get your wonderful messages and they warm my heart. They really do. And I want to thank you for that. All the people who have sent me, you know, money to go buy a cup of coffee. I love Starbucks. So it's just so lovely for me to be able to go buy me a Starbucks on you. Thank you. I really do appreciate you. I wanted to talk about a few things, but first say that there's been a lot going on in the news most recently with Meghan and of course Harry, and I actually did a video. You guys, and I did not upload it because there were some things that I didn't say that I wanted to say. Like, I didn't feel like I was able to bring my point across the way I really wanted to. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to scratch it and just move on to the next thing, because there's just always something new coming out. There's just always news. And don't you find it ironic that we find ourselves with all these different news stories with Meghan and Harry, and they're just like this couple that wanted privacy, but now you're finding them everywhere in the news. Like, you know, their PR people are working overtime getting these little stories out here and there. There's just so much in the news about them. Like, what they said and what we're seeing, like, it don't even match. It's like, wait a minute, you said you wanted privacy and Harry with the cameras, and but yeah, you're always in front of a camera. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking, so now Harry is finding himself in a career, a new career, something that he didn't want to do, which I don't think he consciously thought, I don't want to do this. He's just following his wife's lead. And now he's finding himself in front of the camera all the time, speaking to this camera. Like, you ain't seen Harry this much in front of a camera talking probably for a whole year of work he did when he was as a royal. Like, he is more in front of the camera now than before he was when he was in the royal family. But yet he tells us that every time he finds himself in front of a camera with the click, it just brings him back to the moments of what happened to his mother. So why is it that he's now doing something that he really felt trauma from? Like, why is he holding himself up into a life now that is completely opposite from what he originally wanted? So this is how you know he is going to find himself really going downhill, miserably going downhill from all the things that he's going to have thrown in front of his face. Like, Meghan's be like, okay, we got to do this and we got to do this. And here, you know, we got to do this and blah, blah, blah. Because she has to have him. He's the handbag, right? She's got the outfit on and he's the accessory. She can't walk out the door without her handbag on, right? Like, it really completes the whole thing. So think about this. All the couples that work together, that are with each other all day long, how does it work out for those couples? Now, we know there are a lot of couples that work together, true, but this is a special couple. So how do you think this special couple is going to handle being with each other 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Don't you just sense the trouble coming their way? Don't you just sense the anxiety that is building behind the scenes? Sure, Harry may look like he's maybe sometime, not all the time, but okay, he looks like he's doing okay today. But let me tell you, let me assure you that behind the scenes, I sense conflict and chaos. All these things that she's pulling him into now. He probably had no idea that he was going to have to be doing all these things that he is finding himself doing now. Because there was an article where Megan apparently said that she was going to pull back on being, the political talk because of all the backlash that they had received from Harry promoting the elections in my one video where I spoke about the senator. So, there's some conflict, some things that are happening that they're getting themselves in trouble with. And the work ethic that you have to sustain this kind of profile is very grueling. It's very grueling. Think about all the different kind of people that Harry now has to meet. He's no longer doing things to help the charities, right? He's doing things that are trying to elevate their profile in a whole new country. Because a lot of people don't know who Harry is. They're like, Harry who? What? Windsor? Harry Windsor? Who that? Like, people don't get it. Like, in America, there's a special select few of people that really understand the monarchy. Okay, I know I'm the exception. I know everything about the royal family. But there's a lot of people that just know, oh, there's this American girl over there and married this prince guy over in England. And oh, there she is. There's that girl. What's his name? That guy and his mother. She died in that car accident. Oh, yeah, that Harry guy. Yeah, him. That's him. Like, people don't know. They don't know him. So they have to really raise their profile. They have to try to become relevant in America. Okay. And we know that they've already gotten themselves off on a bad footing. They just already stepped out into it with Harry coming out saying, vote this way in the elections, and they're like looking at him like, what? Like, who are you to tell us who to vote for? So he's already gotten himself off to a bad start in America. We know that there's been a lot of things that they have done wrong. And this brings me to what I want to speak about in this video, because I wanted to just put the stories aside, just put some of that stuff aside about what they've been doing. Yes, I know Megan coming out and talking at this women's leadership conference in a sundress, looking like she getting ready to go sunbathe on the beach. But she's supposed to be a leader that we're supposed to all listen to, right? Like, okay, yeah. So that brings me to why I wanted to do this video here. Okay, this particular video. I want to kind of give you guys a feel about my channel. My channel is about pointing out how this couple have made mistakes and how they need to make better choices for what it is that they want to do. And this is why some people may think that you're bashing on them or you're being mean, because sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. And just because you're pointing out missteps that people are doing, such as our famous couple, doesn't mean you're hating on them. It doesn't mean that you are wishing ill will on them. It simply means that your choices are wrong. What you are doing is wrong. And more importantly, it becomes wrong because of the underlying situation that we find ourselves in with this couple. And that is that they're supposed to be doing all this stuff for the common good, to help people, to help disadvantaged people. And I resent that, because I have a similar story where I do something professionally to help underserved people. Like, that's the work that I do. Okay. And then I see this couple going out doing the work that they do, me following them as a royalist. I'm watching the royals now. What y'all doing? What you doing? Oh, that's wrong. You shouldn't have done that. Like, I'm paying attention. Okay. And I'm seeing these things and I feel like I gotta call this out. I've got to say something. This is wrong. And this is why I want to call it teachable moments, like make better choices. And I think by having this venue where I can speak about it and talk with you about it and, look at what's going on with this couple, it's an outlet for us. It's an outlet for people to be able to speak about, well, that's not right. Why are you doing that? But it doesn't mean that we're here to be mean or to be bullies. That's not the situation. And of course, as you can see, I do put a light touch to it, because you know what, at the end of the day, it ain't all that serious, okay? It ain't all that serious. But at some point, I do take it personally when you are using people. And so you have to know when to call out the bad behavior. Let's take my situation with Princess Diana. I thought Princess Diana could do no wrong. I loved me some Princess Diana. You guys don't even know. When something came out with Princess Diana, I was buying it. When Princess Diana died, as you guys know, I was living in England. How crazy is that? I was actually living in the country. And she was there, but she was there and she was not alive. And that was upsetting to me. Like, I couldn't even leave my apartment. I was too distraught. Like, no, I cannot do this. But I had a very strong liking to who she was, what she meant to me. And so as a 12-year-old girl getting up to watch Princess Diana get married on her wedding day, that's a special person. If I'm getting up at 5 in the morning to watch a wedding of a woman I don't even know, something is magical happening. And I was thinking, how did I even know who she was? She's not a part of the culture in America. I don't even know how that happened. I just remember I had to wake up to see this wedding, and nobody woke me up. I got up on my own and I watched the wedding. So there was this special connection, and ever since it's just been like that for me. And so being able to have that special person as a young person in my life, to have a role model like Princess Diana when I was younger, that was good for me, because I was able to see a young woman who, she was glamorous, she was famous, she was kind, and she would go and help people, and she did all these things that were so kind of just strange to me. Like, I didn't really comprehend the whole charity thing at the time. I just knew, like, people loved shaking her hand. And like, oh, look at all those people out there to see this lady. Like, what's so special about her? I didn't get it, right? And then I would see, like, in the books, they would talk about the money, her clothes, and they called it pounds. I'm like, pounds? It's not dollars? They don't have dollars over there? Like, I'm like, that's weird. And then I'd see pictures on TV and they'd be driving on the opposite side of the road. I'd be like, oh my goodness, where is this place? Like, I was just so fascinated with it. I just didn't understand, y'all. I didn't understand. But she just drew me in. Like, I'm sure she did a lot of young girls, right? But now, in my years of wisdom, I see things a little bit differently now. And what do we have? We have another royal woman in the monarchy that I can somewhat relate to. So you know my ears is perking up like, what, who that? What's she doing? Huh? What's her name? Huh? She American? And she what? She black? She black? She don't look black. Oh, but then I saw her mama. I'm like, oh yeah, she black. I could see her mother and then I could really relate. But when I saw Meghan, I really just couldn't relate. But she's divorced? Oh my goodness. She's an actress? Oh my goodness. What? I'm like, I can relate. You see what I'm saying? So there was another connection for me to the monarchy. Okay. So Princess Diana is no longer with us. And now we've got this whole other theme story going on with this new reality of royalty. And I'm watching now through a lens of wisdom. And I gotta say something. I have got to speak my truth to this situation right here that I'm seeing. And this is why I speak about what I speak about. But let's not get it twisted, okay? I am here to speak about the behaviors, the choices, the underlying deception, the condescending undertones, the way this couple is moving about in their reality has drawn me in. And I started this channel and I'm speaking about it now. But in no way do I ever want to come across as someone who is being vicious or mean or bullying. I don't want that to ever be my intent. And if I read comments that are really vulgar about the couple, I'm not going to entertain anything that speaks like that about them. Because at the end of the day, we all want respect. We all want to be loved. We all want these things, right? But you gotta know how to hear the truth. And I'm here to speak my truth in a respectable way. Yes, in a respectable way. As the queen might do, I'm sure. You know, because we all have those people in our lives that can tell us something that we're doing poorly, and we can take it in and think, okay, and we don't feel like they're being mean or being bullies. Sometimes you got to hear the truth. So who knows if this famous couple will ever see my channel, but if they do, maybe they could take in some words of wisdom and see that, hey, they've probably made some poor choices. Perhaps. And hey, you guys could learn from, maybe they're doing things that are things that you can relate to, that maybe you've even questioned yourself, why you maybe have made poor choices in the past. So this is all about teachable moments, you guys. Teachable moments. So with that said, someone in my home played a practical joke on me, and I did not realize that my map was upside down. Okay. Anyway,